So, I just watched Shang-Chi, and oh boy, did I like this movie. I know, it came out weeks ago. I'm bad at this. But hey, I'd rather talk about something I want to talk about instead of just going for whatever's trending right now, like Chris Pratt being Mario and how much I hate that. I feel so strongly about that. I hate it. Just like you guys. Nah, I'd rather talk about Shang-Chi and how it is the Marvel action movie I have been waiting for, sort of, till the end. I'll get to that. Shang-Chi's strengths are its martial arts battles, obviously. Now, disclaimer, I am not a martial arts movie expert, and I am as Chinese as a Panda Express, so, grain of incredibly white salt here. But I loved the fight scenes in this movie. They're an absolute treat to watch, and they feel incredibly real and grounded for what is a superhero movie in a franchise that just had a purple guy destroy half the human race. So to have that vibe at this point is pretty impressive. This is the Marvel action movie Black Widow tried and failed to be for the entire MCU so far. I like Scarlett Johansson. I do, and I actually liked Black Widow and the Black Widow movie more than I think most people did. But I found Shang-Chi's fights to be way better than most of what Widow has done to this point. We have two characters who are both supposed to be martial arts experts, and lore aside, something is happening on set that makes one have very satisfying fight scenes and the other not so much. So why? Would you like to guess which actor is a martial artist in real life? Did you guess the Asian guy? Well, questionable choice there, friend, because neither of them knew much martial arts before they took these roles. So why are the Shang-Chi fight scenes so much better than any Black Widow fights, in my opinion? Well, for me, it's two things. It's cuts and orientation. Throughout Black Widow's appearances in the MCU, her fight scenes are cut to pieces. I mean, look at this scene. How many cuts is that? The reason is, of course, that Scarlett is replaced with her stunt double, a lot. The cuts are used to hide that, to cut between the shots that have Scarlett and the ones that don't. What ends up happening is it gets disorienting, and I end up just not being able to tell what's going on. What's up, what's down, I have no idea. Simu Liu, on the other hand, does a ton of his own stunts, so therefore there is less of a need for the massive amounts of cuts we've grown used to watching in these Widow fights. And what we end up with in Shang-Chi is these really clean, wide battles where I am not confused at all. And let me tell you, I am easily confused. The other day I pumped my gas, got in the car, and drove off with the pump still attached. No joke. I went back to the gas station and was like,
yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Classic.
Doing your own stunts is what separates these two actors' choreography. They both had limited martial arts training to begin with, so they both started from the same place, basically. But Liu's scenes are so much more convincing and entertaining because of his willingness to put himself in harm's way. It's the same reason that the Mission Impossible movies are so great. If Tom Cruise wasn't an actual insane person wanting to jump off buildings and hang onto planes like a bug on my windshield, these movies wouldn't be as good. Doing your own stunts adds so much to these action movies and removes the need for unnecessary cutting, which just pulls you out of the action. This then allows us to be able to track what's actually going on and easily orients us. Let's take for an example of this my favorite sequence in the movie, the scaffolding fight. I know when everybody thinks of the best martial arts movies, they think of the Raid films, but I'm not going to compare it to those. Let me compare this scene to a better martial arts film, possibly the greatest one. Rush Hour 2. This is a joke. But no, I am actually going to talk about Rush Hour. Jackie Chan is awesome. He is a martial arts master and does all of his own stunts. And I think that this scene, fighting on the bamboo scaffolding, side of a building in a big city, this is like a reference, right? Or at least a nod. Theatrical bro hug, cinematic chest bump, whatever you want to call it. These two sequences are incredibly similar, not just because of their setting, but also because of how clear the action is. This setup could be incredibly confusing. Side of a building, multiple floors, jumping between orientations, and yet I never lost track of what was going on in Rush Hour or Shang-Chi, and that is because of what we previously talked about. The actor is doing his own stunts. Although I love them both, Simu Liu is no Jackie Chan. Jackie is on another level with the mechanics of the fight. But they are both on the same level as far as helping the filmmaker create a satisfying shot. They are giving the production the freedom to be able to focus on what is important, giving the audience a clear, entertaining, and not confusing view of the action, without concern for seeing the double's face or not convincingly fighting. Everyone involved knows these guys have it down and are going to give you a great performance. You're not constrained and can therefore deliver an amazingly clear fight in a unique environment. Actors like this give the production freedom to do awesome stuff, and that's a big deal, and we then benefit from it. I love this sequence in both movies. It's so fun to watch. Shang-Chi isn't a perfect movie, but I feel like these fight scenes raise it up. They're the main draw, after all, and honestly, I was left wanting more. I wish that there was even more of these scenes in the movie. It does kind of do that thing at the end, though, that Marvel movies often do, where it kind of goes off the rails with the CGI and stuff. I won't spoil anything, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little much. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and it's largely due to the great characters and amazing fight scenes from committed actors. And I really hope that Marvel fights moving forward cast people that are willing to do their own stunts, because it shows. And I can't wait to see more of Shang-Chi. Thanks to everybody who's watched this far. Have you seen Shang-Chi yet? Let me know in the comments. If you liked it, if you hated it, let me know. I'd love to see what you guys think. I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe, give me a like, all the good stuff. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.